We got the Republican here, the Black Republican Bigot, Lavelle Lewis, myself,
Yes,
the Latino Democrat. We provide different viewpoints. Not too often do we differ, though, to be honest, because I think that when we get to the basics of it all, most Americans agree. And I think most Americans agree right now that our representatives do not represent us.
No, they don't.
Not at all.
They don't.
But the issue is, and I think this is going to come back to a very basic level, we have protected classes in this country. Protected classes, you're protected based on the fact you can't discriminate on age, race, or gender. We'll get back to the last two in a second, but Biden is certainly protected. Because if you were to dare call out his age, you're an ageist. Ageist?
I don't know.
I don't even, the nonsense.
I stopped paying attention to all the different isms a long time ago. So
right, but the fact that the report came out and stated that he can't be tried for the crime of taking top secret information that he is not purview to, that he had no reason to even hold in his presence outside of the White House, outside, not even just outside the White House, I'm sorry, outside of the SCIF. It's a secure facility. When I was in the military, if I were to take top secret information outside the SCIF, guess what would happen?
You're giving more inside info, Jose. You were high up there.
Right.
Bro.
There was no way that they would allow me to take any documentation outside that SCIF. No possible way. I would be put in jail immediately. No matter if I did anything with it. Doesn't matter. Why'd you take it? You weren't supposed to have that. So the fact that we had a vice president taking top secret information and then putting it at his house, in his garage, underneath his Corvette, at the colleges, multiple colleges that he was somehow has an office in, somehow he can do that. But when the report says he's too old to be held accountable, then I look back at the Democrats who the entire time when they were attacking Trump for his keeping of the documents, and they always said this statement: no one is above the law, not even the president. So can we have the same energy here?
We could, but at the same time, I blame the Republicans. It's the Republican Party fault because they know.
You're with me on that one, then.
Yeah, absolutely. Because they know exactly what they can do, but they will never exercise that right.
No, you're absolutely right.
They're not doing it.
Because they need to use that to get reelected.
Exactly. That's the only reason why they're doing it. And and it could be, honestly, I'm pretty sure there's probably like maybe 20 or 30% real legit Republicans in the Republican Party. And then on the Democratic side, like actual, true, blue, respectable old Union North Democrats.
Not the socialist kind?
Not the Southern Dixiecrat, racist, white supremacist Democrat. No, there's probably like maybe 10% in that party right now.
Dang, 10%?
Yeah, no, the Democrat Party is completely taken over by.
It has been overtaken
by communism, but the Republican Party is next. They're selling out too on the right.
I'm pushing back on the overtaken by communist part because even locally, even though I don't agree with.
Wait, hold on. Let me finish it. Let me give you more to that. How don't you think that communism isn't taken over by both parties? Because you look at everything that we're seeing, and you look at the investment in a communist country from a communist country like China, who's investing in biolabs in our country. They're buying up land within our country. They're also investing in the vaccines that we get in our country. They're also investing money in the media that we get within our country. So all of this, the LGBTQ situation, the legitimiquas, and all of these things that a communist country would use on a republic to take that republic down. To me, it seems like there's a lot of sellouts on both sides of the aisle, Republican and Democrat, and we as citizens must go back. Like back in the 60s, bro, the whole like if you were a communist, or even before that, the 50s, while they're trying to build that atomic bomb, the fact that there was communism within the country, everybody antennas was up. And they were going after everyone. J. Edgar Hoover gets a lot of flack for his aggressive approach to the civil rights movement, but he was right on a lot of things. They knew communism was within the United States, and they're concealing it in some serious ways now that we have to call it out.
I agree with that. I think that you need to, or most people out there, especially our listeners out there, you have to be able to analyze who is the actual enemy, because there is a difference between progressives, socialists, and classic liberals. Now, progressives are not socialists.
Todd, Syracuse.
They are not the same there. And we need to be able to describe exactly who the enemy of our country is. And it has to come down to the socialists. It can't be the progressives, because progressives are the opposite end of the conservatives. Meaning, conservatives want to keep things the same, right? That's what it is. Keep things the same. Go back to what it was.
No, not necessarily. It's definitely about traditional values, but it's more about less government and protecting what's yours.
That's classic liberal.
No. Their classic liberal is about taking from the rich. You're making too much, so I got to take a little bit of what you're making to give to the poor.
We might have to come back to that topic. We have a caller here. We have a caller. I'm sorry, what was your name?
Todd from Syracuse.
From Syracuse. What you got for us, brother?
Hey, I heard your discussion on Monday, and I saw that you guys were talking about running more Republicans in like the urban areas.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, there was a problem with that, and the fact that basically during like the Reagan Revolution, basically everybody decided that by increasing voter engagement by running Republican candidates in urban areas, it was actually going to cost them state and federal elections.
Really?
For who?
Yeah, it's
why
because
Republicans?
Basically they figured out that if voter engagement was high in urban areas where people are generally not going to come out to vote, because what do they got, as far as the choice goes?
Yeah. See, I kind of push back on that, because at the same time, the overall ideology of conservatism or being a Republican within the Black community, it will force Black Americans to become individuals, and they will reject the socialist offers from the government and not need the government for anything. So within the left and their ability to kind of win elections, they found a way to introduce Marxist communism to the Black community and pull them away from the Republican Party, because the lies and the manipulation from the civil rights movement of the MLKs of the world and the W.E.B. Du Bois of the world, and just to kind of go back to that conversation on Monday, they did not want to empower the Black communities, because again, they could not compete as white Democrats within the South and also the North. So it could be, within just, if I'm put my tinfoil hat on and to answer to respond to your
assertion?
Yes, about the reason why they're not running people within the city. No one wants in politics, no one wants any competition within politics. So if you are increasing within the pool of politics, thought, right? Individual thought within an African American, where they can rally support around conservatism, and you empower a people, then those people on the left kind of lose out on this money that's been circulating in the city.
Todd, thank you so much for calling, and I would agree with Todd. I think the automatic answer is that from the media especially, is that Republicans want less people showing up to polls. That's what they say. They say.
Yeah.
We'll be right back to discuss that a little bit further. Again, 346-3000. We love the phone calls. Todd, thank you so much for calling. WYSL radio station, here with the politically correct boys. We'll be right back after this break.
Saying, give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel all right.